As if this competition couldn't get any more confusing, let's completely rip off some other franchise. Not really a surprise for Gintama, but and make Otsu into a card game. There have been many attempts to make card games and collectibles and whatnot, so I'm not actually that surprised because marketing and merchandise are a big market. I'm not sure the backing instrumentals is going to be a huge player though. But that's not for me to decide. The battle still rages on. Shinpachi does look as if he's on the verge of victory, but how quickly can that be snatched from him? We're gonna have to find out. Let's go. So, as the preview showed us, there was going to be a small little actual fight going to be breaking out. Shinpachi isn't really one that we see a lot being physical, which is, I don't know why we are accepting that whenever there is some big sword fight between powerful forces, we accept that, and then at the same point we also accept a game show based around idols. And that's not to mention any of these colourful characters. I guess I should be grateful because these fun-filled days of nonsense can be fleeting. Wow. Giving us a quick rundown of why things are on their current course, in case you had forgotten. Maybe, I don't know, there's many people in this world that would need to see a therapist, so... But the ideal of just making a name for yourself and being remembered is one that I'm sure many people share. They're a complete counter and reversal. It's good that we have backing music to this as well. And to think that all of that was completely due to random cards pulled out of the crisp packets that Kentucky gave him. You don't have to do it in my stead. I can do it for you. I'm not entirely sure you should listen to those inner voices. He's going even further beyond. if you could visualize energy and like that in reality, I don't know, there's just going to be a lot of keys on. Oh, wow. There's... That's one way to change the mood in an instant. The Great Equalizer. There's no winner if we're all dead. Or maybe we're all winners. Depends how you look at it. Sure, but is the crowd going to be pleased with this? Not having a firm victor? There might be a riot. Technically, the game was just until you got to 0 life points, which... Just because I'm dead doesn't mean I'm finished. I guess those boxing gloves aren't going to be used entirely for show. Almost as if they were expecting this. And hopefully the fact that Shinpachi doesn't have his glasses doesn't affect his fight. They're both leaving themselves open really wide. And there's not much in the way of footwork. Of course, that would be expecting too much of the animators, so I fully understand. Now that they are literally fighting each other over her. Yeah, this has gone above her. The fact that she can hear them at that distance and over the fight. To think that he'd fall for such an obvious feint. And that's why you don't let your guard down in the middle of a fight. Even though I stopped doing boxing many years ago, I still remember the training sessions and being punched over and over again to get it seared into you. What to do in each potential situation. Obviously not to a degree with actual danger. He could have easily won, but he wanted to do it with his own power. He just ran into that. It's really kind of a battle with no victor, but in their own hearts, I guess. Nice attempt at a hook. I will say though that in a battle of attacker of the admiration of an idol, a physical fist-to-fist battle is probably not something we'd be seeing on TV. And how long are these rounds? To think that Shinpachi and I was going to say Toshiro, but Toshi can see eye to eye on something, and they are one in the same. That is actually an intense face for Shinpachi. I liked it. Double KO. But with one stumble. Ow. I've seen it a few times in MMA fights where they both knock each other out. But did one of them go down on their own accord to make the other their equal? What if he is completely burned out? I was about to say, isn't Gintoki going to do the same thing for Patsu? But what are either of them actually fighting for in this moment, other than just to have acknowledgement? Just hug it out. There's not even a ref in the ring to make sure everything is okay. Anyone that has done any form of exercise, it doesn't even have to be fighting, knows that struggle of pushing against your limits. Though I can't say it's something I've really experienced in quite a while. As well as my own laziness, the lockdown has been rather harsh. It's, for some reason, gives me kind of reminiscent of the member of the Shinsengumi who was trying to overtake the place and he had to be cut down in the end. And with that, here lies the memory of me. He wants an actual picture of him. He wants to make sure he's dead and good. Or good and dead. It does seem as though he's got many of his old members back. Maybe the entire idea was scrapped. They didn't need the accolade after everything they went through. And he should work them overtime now that they already had the betrayal of leaving once before. So he's going to dismantle his own club. Also, of all the members of the Shinsengumi, why is it Yamazaki we've seen quite a lot of? He's changed so much. So even though he was calling it kind of useless, he's still paying his respects. I guess as a way of a send-off for the personality drawn out through the Chaos Blade. A way to completely put a nail in that story. This is one of them. And for Shinpachi to have renewed vigor and I'm having trouble maintaining a coherent thought train when I'm seeing Takatin. For Shinpachi to have renewed vigor in striving to be a fan club worthy of Otsu, official or not. But I guess in that, there was only one of them that was truly fighting for their existence. I thought we were done with this! Oh, we actually got a glimpse of the bassist and drummer there in the flesh, not in the holographic card form. I'm surprised there hasn't been other people attempting to scrape money by in the same way that they have. Oh, Ginpat-sensei. Wait, what? So you're talking about another show that's not Gintama? Yeah, this joke doesn't really work. For several reasons. One, this isn't the original broadcast. Another, it's not on Japanese TV anyway. I'm not sure it transfers over to DVD or anything like that. So is this proof that all the Ginpash Sensei scenes are filmed at their house? Well, that is my entire image of it destroyed. Ah, there wasn't enough minutes left in the actual episode. So it is quite evident to see that even if Gintama has ended 5 times over, it's not going to change its ways. Yes, I am an idiot for still staying here. I was about to say, have we gotten to the point where Kagura is just narrating what she's doing? I'm a bit thirsty. I'm gonna go feed Sadaharu now. You know, you could have at least animated the clouds. No! No! So this hasn't been removed from our TVs after the suffering of the host. Has Gintama already done a recap episode of earlier in the very same episode? Who's gonna buy Gintama DVDs anyway? I'm not sure anyone's that much of a masochist. Yes, actually, cool. If they don't have any particular Soul Reapers, well, Shinigami. When I was expecting, you know, characters that we actually is a character, not just a one-off joke. Yes, I actually got that reference. Haha. I'm growing. The problem is I have really little to say during these scenes. Much like the characters themselves. Kirasto Corner. I wonder if I can enter my own drawings into this, get them shown. Okay, I'm not expecting the best. A 4-year-old. Why is a 4-year-old watching Gintama? Oh no. That is a tongue. Thank God for that. I think that drawing would have been fine if it wasn't alongside that little soundbite. And the eternal battle comes to a close. Toshi has ceased to exist, but not before edging out an existence. Being the official #1 fan club. Not really sure it's something all to be proud of, though. But people have celebrated worse. And why is it that a secondary personality of a character is getting a better ending and arc, several episode arc, than main characters? I mean, have we had pretty much any growth whatsoever for Sachan, the ninja? I don't really believe so. Although she was relegated to the same kind of ranks as Condor, so makes sense. Gintama is just one of those shows, I guess. If you haven't guessed by now, then there are episodes that hit quite well, and then there are some which not entirely. They fall a bit flat. This one was alright, apart from the last 4 or 5 minutes. Yeah. Even Gintama can push the joke too far sometimes. The whole "we've got nothing to say, so we're just kind of filling in space here to pad out the runtime." But that's Gintama for you. If you've enjoyed this arc, then please let me know down below in the comments section or by leaving a like on the video. But with the passing of a beloved character, which we will possibly never see again, apart from in maybe references, let's hold a minute's silence. If I was Gintama, I'd actually sit you out here for a minute. Luckily, I'm like a worse version of Gintama, so I won't. If you want to see more of that, and I'm not entirely sure why you would, subscribe to the channel. But should you ever lose sight of your goal, maybe it was never your intention in the first place. Maybe you were fighting for something much grander. Or maybe you were taking part in a competition for prizes you didn't quite understand for reasons that were out of your grasp, for people that you probably don't really even like. But get some rest. I can see you in the next one. If you want to join the amassing crowds looking on in sheer horror at the bloodied spectacle before you, then consider joining on to my Patreon. Because so far, Sal, Raywin, Electric Ant, Dynamite 1997, Shiwan, Jennifer Rojas, Mechas, Dinsfire, Big Boy, Dark Shadow, 7899, Yuki Ali, and everyone else not only want to see a beautiful pandemonium, but are actively supporting it. So thank you.